Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Gifted Education test? This is test number 5358. Praxis 5358 is a gifted education test and it covers several subtopics. This worked solution set covers the subtopic of learning environment for gifted students. Let's review some of the types of questions you may encounter on the exam. Let's get started. Problem number 1. A second grade teacher maintains an orderly classroom environment. The desks are arranged into small groups, the books are organized on the bookshelf, and materials are placed neatly in areas for easy access. Which of the following elements of the learning environment is demonstrated in this scenario? Physical learning environment, psychological learning environment, instructional learning environment, or negative learning environment. Starting at the bottom. The scenario describes a positive and orderly setup, not a negative one, so we can eliminate this. Instructional learning environment. This is related to teaching methods and strategies, not the physical arrangement, so this is not correct either. Psychological learning environment. This refers to the emotional and mental atmosphere, not the physical setup either, so this is not correct. Physical learning environment. The scenario focuses on the physical arrangement of desks, organization of books, and placement of materials, all of which pertain to the physical setup of the classroom. So this is the correct answer. Problem number 2. Which of the following would be considered a primary benefit of cluster grouping for gifted students? Cluster grouping allows gifted students to receive college credit for courses while still in high school. This benefit is related to dual enrollment or advanced placement programs, not specifically cluster grouping. So that's not the correct answer. Cluster grouping encourages gifted students to tutor and help students who are not as academically advanced as they are. While valuable, the primary goal of cluster grouping is to meet the needs of gifted students, not to have them tutor others. So this is not correct either. Cluster grouping allows gifted students to move through the curriculum at their own pace. Cluster grouping enables gifted students to progress more rapidly and at a level appropriate to their abilities, providing them with the necessary academic challenges. So that sounds right, but let's look at the very last one. Cluster grouping aids in the social development of gifted students. Cluster grouping can aid social development, but its primary benefit is academic progression. So that isn't correct, and cluster grouping allows gifted students to move through the curriculum at their own pace is the correct answer here. Problem number 3. Which of the following methods or strategies promotes the development of a strong rapport with students? Make sure to include different types of activities within lessons to meet students' academic needs. This addresses academic needs but does not specifically focus on building rapport, so we can eliminate that answer. At the bottom now, group students according to interests and abilities to better serve their personal choices. This can support engagement but does not directly address the development of individual student-teacher relationships. So this is not the correct answer either. Provides specific consequences for negative behavior to create structure and provide real-life consequences to actions. This creates structure but does not inherently build strong personal relationships. So this is incorrect as well. Use various approaches based upon students' personalities and strengths to build relationships with each student. Tailoring interactions and strategies to each student's personality and strengths helps build trust and understanding, fostering a strong personal connection. So this indeed is the correct answer. Problem number 4. Ms. Brickell's English class is going to start reading The Lord of the Flies, a novel about British schoolboys who end up stranded on an island with no adults. Before they begin to read the novel, Ms. Brickell leads a class discussion focusing on what would happen if her students were stranded, as the boys in the novel were. The class comes to the consensus that it would be really fun and that they would love it. Ms. Brickell asks her students questions that get them thinking about what it would really be like. And by the end of the discussion, the students have realized that they would not like the outcome if they were stranded with no adults. Which of the following best describes what Ms. Brickell did in the discussion? Draw conclusions. The students drew conclusions themselves, but Ms. Brickell's primary role was in challenging their initial assumptions, so we can cross that out. Support positions. She did not support their initial positions. Instead, she questioned them, so we can eliminate that as well. Determine relevance. The discussion focused on reevaluating assumptions rather than determining the relevance of information, so this is not the correct answer either. Challenge assumptions. Ms. Brickell prompted her students to reconsider their initial belief that being stranded would be fun, guiding them to think critically about the realistic challenges and outcomes, ultimately leading them to a different conclusion. And that is the correct answer. I hope I was able to clarify this gifted education subtopic of learning environment for gifted students, so that you now have a better understanding of the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel confident and prepared on exam day. Bye for now.